Toothpaste on my face because the estheticians won't tell you to do that. You're not supposed to do that, but sometimes you haven't packed all your accoutrements, all right, and you gotta dry some shit out, and I'm nothing if not resourceful. So yeah, there's toothpaste on my face right now. I will say though, this is such a cute lake house. There are no curtains or blinds on these front windows. This is a town of people that are trying to get serial killed. And so a little creepy at night because anyone could be looking at you, anyone could be watching you, and you don't know. So, did I sleep a little bit on edge? I did. And now I'm walking around in my underwear. So, good luck to the neighbors. God bless them. Look at all these goddamn freckles. I don't know what it is about summer in the Midwest, but a freckle ton just comes out, and I didn't know, I forgot. There is really no plan today, and that's kind of the beautiful thing. I plan on maybe opening up these windows, getting a little bit of a breeze. I probably gotta put pants on if I do that. Do I want to put pants on? Did I bring pants? I did not pack appropriately. I really need to get like boots and a coat and start living a cold life again. Yesterday I went to Frankenmuth. I didn't even plan on going to Frankenmuth. I just saw the sign and I was like, oh my God, buttered noodles. Bavarian buttered noodles, I need to do it. So I stopped off and I totally forgot. It's like a little Christmas town. It's like a little adorable Christmas village. And so I went and I spent too much money on ornaments. Just because I was taken over by the splendor of it. And I knew that I got some Christmas loving friends back in LA that I needed to get things for. So breathe in fresh air, buttered noodles, books. Okay, I brought some books with me. I got this one, I'm only a few chapters into. Annie Dillard's The Abundance. And then I also got Alice Walker, We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For. I would love if I read all of these books while I'm here. Mostly because these are due back this week, and so I don't want to. I'm not going to be pleased if I have to return these and I didn't read them. I guess I could just check them out again. But oh, look at this! My mom got this for me. I like a farmer's market. How cute is that? It's a little bookmark, and it's got a Petoskey stone on it. If you don't know about Petoskey stones, well, you're probably not from Michigan, because this is like. You go to northern Michigan as a kid and you look for Petoskey stones and you can only really find them when they're wet. I mean, a discerning eye can find them when they're dry, but when they're wet, they turn into these. And if I'm correct, I believe these are like prehistoric coral and then it's just scattered around the lakes. So, we make jewelry out of it and bookmarks. And I thought this was so cute. I love a little knick-knack, so I'm sure I'll have this for the rest of my life. Okay, so I'm gonna read, I'm gonna journal. I got this journal, let me show you the inside. It'll show up on screen, this is dot paper. I got this when I was in Kansas at Wonder Fair. which I'll link below, which is a super cute shop if you're in Lawrence, Kansas. And also run by someone that I know through my like DFTBA music touring VidCon days. So, you know, keeping it in the nerdy family. Though he made much more music about Harry Potter. I made a lot of music about sad crushes on boys. I brought my guitar, so maybe we'll write some music. I already did sit down the other day and started. I said this to my friend last night. I was like, I'm really, even though this transition from LA is not easy, and being home is not necessarily easy, and there's a lot that's coming with it. And maybe there will be times where I'm like not so thankful I left. Right now I'm feeling thankful that I went, that I listened to whatever part of me was like, you're not as happy as you could be, dude. Because the minute I left, I have 260 voice notes right now on my phone. 40 to 60 of those are just from since I left. So even though I haven't finished any of those songs, they're all just like, it's like an endless stream of choruses and ideas. Driving up here the other day, I was playing a bunch of them. And the thing about writing music for me, the mechanics of how it happens, I don't know. Thank God for voice notes. Thank God for voice notes. Because there'd just be hundreds of ideas lost that hopefully in this season of my life, I turn into full-on songs. But it's like it happens. I sit down with the guitar. I start playing a few chords. I start ad-libbing instantly. And a melody comes or an idea comes just as it's happening. And then the minute I stop playing guitar and I stop playing record, it's gone. I don't remember what chords I was playing. That's why I had to like tell myself in the beginning of voice notes, this is the capo. These are the chords you're playing. Because otherwise I will forget it. But yesterday when I was driving up, I started playing some of these songs, just clicking into them. Songs from like months ago, years ago, chorus ideas. And it's odd, it's like, I can't remember many things, but those, once I start hearing it again, it's like I can fall right back into doing like harmonies and the idea of it, like I never left. So there were some songs yesterday that I had like an idea of a title for, right? Just like a phrase that I kept saying over and over again. And then as I was driving and I started singing along to it, I started figuring out what the lyrics were or what the lyrics could be. And it started like, it's literally a puzzle. It's a puzzle that doesn't have any photo to go by. And so it just clicks in place. And so as some of these phrases started coming together or as some of these ideas started coming together, it was like, oh, that's what that song's gonna be about. That's the energy of that song. Okay. There were a few I clicked into and I was just like, oh my God, this next phase is gonna be like angsty, moody, but powerful. Like when I think of my music before, especially like early music, when I think of like if you've been here since the beginning, I don't even know if this album is actually even on Spotify or anything. This might have only been like a physical album. But when I think of like She'll Make You, you know, she'll make you a beautiful wife. I'm sitting at a weird angle. You know what, actually, let me ice my back while I'm doing this because I'm doing this like I'm 20 years old and I don't have fucked up discs. See, when you're 35, you're gonna start saving ice packs from things. I need a pillow, wait. Okay. Also, shout out to like Thinx and companies like that. If you know, you know. And now you know. Ooh, we're sitting on wood chairs. This is not, we can only do this for a limited amount of time. That's also your 30s when you have back pain. You're gonna start looking at furniture and be like, this has no cushion on it. So you don't want my vertebrae to be aligned. So I can only sit here for 10 minutes. Cool. I used to really be in this space of like hyper focus, crush, or sort of like confusing friendship plus situations. I've had quite a few experiences in my life where I've had people, men that were like friends, but it was flirty, there was tension, and then they'd always like someone else, and then there'd always be a moment. had this happen a few times, and I think I'm only friends with one person. No, actually, he never said this to me. Actually, I'm not friends with any of the people that have said these things to me. Oh, good on growth. There's always a moment where they would be like, I wish I could just take your personality and put it in her body. Like, that's the kind of shit early 20s Tonjes was going through. And I want to fight. I want to fight people, dude. I really like, if me today could take those phone calls when some of these people said things like this, I think I would just start laughing. I'd start laughing and then I'd hang up and then you'd never hear from me again. And but sometimes you got to go through that, I guess, to learn what the fuck you're not gonna do. When I think of like early me, like 19-year-old me learning how to write, a lot of that was a woe is me, tortured by this person that sees me and I see them, but they're not noticing me. Guess what? This new era is like, I'm dancing just to forget you. I am having a better time on my own. And there will be some, I mean, of course, gonna be a little angst. Water sign baby. But listen, there are a few songs that I've started or courses that I've started that are like wedding songs, like loving, like, you know, intimate. You're it for me. But then some of them are like, I'm not even the person you thought you knew. I feel powerful even right now. I feel powerful because I'm taking myself, I took myself on a solo goddamn honeymoon. If I had known that in your 30s, without a partner or without kids, you could just be traveling. I mean, not that those things necessarily change that, because you can do that with both. But that there's a space for you as like a solo person to do those things and be alone and enjoy that space and welcome that space and not be necessarily like longing and needing someone with you. My vision board would have looked a lot different. I'm just thankful that I'm in a position where like the rent money I would have spent in LA can go towards just taking a few days to myself. I don't know why I'm clutching my hands like this. I'm praying. Especially after the months and months of just being in so much pain with my back and not being able to get out of bed, to be able to get in a car, I mean, knock on wood, to be able to get in a car and to get here on my own. It's just every time I get on the road, every time I'm driving away, every time I'm like in the car and it feels like I'm on tour by myself, there's this like part of me that lights up that I forget about. And I love her. I love that part because it just makes me feel, it both makes me feel like, wow, anything can happen. And I feel so free. I feel so just like, wow, I could stop anywhere and just start a life. There's something really magical about like driving through a street of these beautiful trees. I mean, listen, LA can be beautiful. Driving up the PCH, driving up the coast, looking at the ocean, looking at the mountains. It's gorgeous. But driving up through a bunch of trees as they're changing colors in the fall and all the leaves are shimmying in the wind and there's like a cool breeze and there's fresh air and it's just, there's like rain on the ground and the sky is a little gloomy and there's just like that crisp sort of like burning wood winter smell. That shit lights me up. That is, I was in LA buying candles to smell like that to replicate it, and now I'm here, and I'm just in this moment very thankful for it. Just very, very thankful. It's interesting. It's like you grow up in a small town. I grew up in a small little boating town, and I didn't even know I really wanted to leave, and then all of a sudden I started leaving, and I started getting further and further away, and I was like, oh, okay, this is just unlocking all these different parts of me. I get to be more of myself than I feel like I would have been staying in the same place. And now coming back to that place and looking at it, first of all, looking at it in sort of a bittersweet way of like, oh wow, I've grown physically as a person, right? So everything seems smaller or weathered or different. And so that's what it feels like to be sort of back in my hometown. I'm driving through and I'm like, wow, everything here closes at 8 o'clock at night. And it's like there are memories of this place, and I've driven through this so many times, but it's also not connected to me anymore in the same way. And you go off and you have all these adventures and all this trauma. You come back and you're like, oh wow, now I see the trauma that I did have before in a different way. And but I'm also looking at everything and I'm like, I see it differently because I'm not passing it every day on my way to school, right? So now I'm looking and I'm like, oh, this is actually like really, this is a beautiful view, or this is really sweet. This is really quaint. This is like, I feel a little tender about it. And I would never move back. I don't think. I mean, again, anything can happen, I guess. You never know the circumstances. They'll bring you back somewhere. I did not expect to be back in the Midwest. I said for a long time, I'm not coming back to the Midwest, dude. I'm done. Now look at me, lying trash. I feel a different level of appreciation. Like I feel even this winter, instead of being annoyed about how cold it is or snow, I'm gonna feel like a little kid again. I'm like gonna feel full of wonder. And so I guess that's the gift, if anything, is sometimes you leave and you come back, and because you've had enough time and space away, you can appreciate things for what they were and what they are. You know, making friends with my ghosts and inviting them in, and then not giving them maybe a forwarding address. So yeah, I don't know. This was a long talk vlog. It was talk video, baby. I didn't even put my microphone up, so I don't. This audio's not gonna be crispy. Thankful that I have the space to do some things by myself and just take a second, make a little bit of work, you know. So this is a set now. If I had the money, you would see me in different locations every week. In this dream life, I also have like a really cute little dog, maybe like a little Shih Tzu or a little Chihuahua. I did fall in love with the Chihuahuas, that's traveling with me as my emotional support animal, and that's it. And I just feel like that would be a perfect life. I want to do like an okay symbol, but I know that the world is ruined okay symbols. Also, I had a song that I haven't finished. Only Gonna Roll knows this song. And this was years before all of this like okay symbolism, right wing, whatever the fuck's going on. And the lyrics in it were like, indeed I do, indeed I might make it through, I'll be all right. Fingers raised in okay signs without you. And now I'm like, I don't know, man. I might change those lyrics, because the last thing I want to imagine is a bunch of people like doing TikTok dances, doing okay signs, and then it's like Megan Tonjes is a right-wing, like conservative racist or something. Anyway, long story short, I like you very much. Okay, so say hi to you very much for me, because I got places to go. If you'll touch like your face very much, and I will see you, or at least half my face will see you soon. I'm gonna go wash the toothpaste off for me.